Here, hold that. Holy hell! I would have never believed that. The bale feels tough. The night air is coming on fast. So that's more what I think it is. And I'm sure I'm gonna get a 30 here. No, still. Yeah, you don't give a shit. Pardon my language. Here, let me hold that thing. Okay. Okay. It is 11:15. This is, I can't remember what day. Was it Wednesday?
Yep.
This is Wednesday night. So I raked it Wednesday morning. I came out earlier and these, here, hold my moisture probe. I came out earlier and checked it and hooked the baler up, and these first ones were what I would call pretty dry. See, this still is not 100% dried out. And then the stuff that was cut with the other mower was still tough. But it's Wednesday, like I said, it's Wednesday night, and now they're saying Thursday afternoon we're gonna have rain. So I'm gonna just bale till the tires are wet on the baler. And then we'll know it's way too tough. Because we're a gambling man. So I got Wyatt with me. We got our tunes cranked up. So we're gonna go give her heck. Here. Turn our tunes off. I'll take my, shut the door. Get the probe back. My computer was working earlier. That's kind of a constant problem. It just has to get updated. Rev this thing back up. And here, you can video the bale getting big. You can see when we get going, you'll see that there's still some leaves falling off. But like I said, there's just enough toughness in those stems. If the hay is completely cured, there is not a thing wrong with 20%. But I know for a fact that there's some stems there that have never cured. But like I said, this is the point where I really don't care. I would bale until I couldn't bale no more, and I broke down. The stuffer broke on the pickup of the baler, and that's a weakness on these balers. So I just got that. The last bale I was doing, as soon as I pulled up, stopped the tide, I could hear it clunking, and I knew I was in trouble. But it's a weakness. They have a little spline shaft in the middle of it, and a kind of a little idler bearing. So, and it's a poor design. That little spline shaft slips, and I glued it in with Loctite, and it doesn't matter. It slips. So I welded it last year, but I'm trying to figure out where I'm at in the field. So I think I've got 4 pivot towers left to go. So that means let's see if I'm seeing things right. Yeah, so there should be 4 towers left. So, and this is a 7 tower pivot. So, anyhow, that last bale that I made, like I said, if you go through any of the grassy spots, the tires were getting wet on the baler. So I knew it was time to stop, but the tough hay probably didn't help the stuffer any, but it's not the reason it broke. It's just it's a poor design. I've rebuilt that a couple of times, and Ty and I can actually go in, put new shafts, new bearing, new everything, and have it all set to go again in 2 hours. But like I said, now that it's middle of the night, I won't be able to get any of those parts because they don't stock anything. You have to order them in. So if I'm going to bale in the morning, I'm going to have to just make it work or look on a different baler. So as you see, I left the rake out there because I've been through this before where you rake up hay and things go wrong and you have to re-rake it because of the wind or whatever. So it's still there, but I'm hoping I can just fix this baler in the morning and bale this hay, and then I've got a couple more fields to do after that. I got one I'm trying to small square bale, and I don't know, I never went out there today to see how close it is to baling. So, but enough for tonight. We'll see you guys in the morning. Well, this is what I got left. I've been welding on the baler this morning. It's 20 after 10 Thursday morning. That was my last bale last night, and then the stuffer, just as I stopped to tie the bale, you could hear that stuffer was broken and it was clanging and a banging. So I'm gonna start up and see if it works, but I'll put my phone back in my pocket till I know it's gonna work, and then I'll bring you guys out and we'll get back to wrapping this garbage up. As you can see, the bales don't look real pretty. They're pretty dark, but I'll get green sunglasses for the cows. It'll be okay. Hard to see with the sun where it is, but she's gobbling it up, so I guess that means it's, I shouldn't say fixed, it's prepared for the time being. So, anyhow, the first, better make sure I'm making a bale that's got square edges here. Anyhow, so the first round I made took 15 minutes. So I always like to watch when you're baling in circles. I always like to see how quick it takes me to do a round, and it's amazing. Like, you think, oh man, I still got 3 pivot towers worth left, but that's only a third of the field, because the outside towers have a lot of acres in it. So anyhow, I am very happy to be making bales again. I felt the hay, and it is drier than it was last night when I stopped. There are still tough spots, but I am at the point where I don't care. I mean, I care, but we're just gonna bale anyway, because I believe where it's at, it's gonna keep. So I didn't even moisture test it, because it's not gonna change my decision. It's supposed to shower this afternoon, and I'm gonna work my darndest to get this all baled up. So I'll bring you out a little later, and we'll see if I got it done. Well, that's the last bale. Yeah, we'll open up the door here, or window, whatever you call it. Anyhow, as you can see, the bales are pretty far apart. I wish I had 6 more hours of baling to do, because then there'd be more bales. But when you consider that the hay never grew, I'll flip you guys around and stare at me. When you consider that the hay never grew until, of course now my lip is itchy. It never grew till I irrigated it, and we started a month later warming up this spring. And of all the dead spots, I'm not going to complain about the hay, but my best guess is that we're somewhere at about 1.7 ton to the acre, and like I said, 2 years ago I was at 3.5 on first cut. So that kind of shows you where we're at. It's pretty meager, but it'll still be feed. I did not bale any of this in good condition. All of it is in what I call poor condition. The little showers took the grade down, and then I baled most of it all tough. I wasn't going to do any moisture samples, so today I didn't do any, because it's about 12:15 and they're talking about rain by 1 o'clock, so I just baled. Last night I checked and we were in the low 20s, and that was fine, because that's when I was going to bale. So I know I've got some tough bales, and there's going to be some that'll tobacco inside, and then, like I said, those first bales I baled a week ago were dry with tough stems in them, and I fed a couple of those and they just explode, and the stems in them are still tough, but they were still cool. So anyhow, I'm not worried about a hay fire by any means, but I'm sure I'll have a couple of bales that aren't any good. Last year first cut, I ended up with a couple of bales that I put in the bale feeders and took out again. So, but this half circle is done now, and I am going to park this tractor and baler and head out to another field where I'm gonna small square bale and see if it's ready. But it's a little jaunt from home, so I'll go out there and see, and if things, depending what happens, I might take the round baler out there, but it's an 1.5 hour tractor drive, and I really just as soon not. So anyhow, this wraps up first cut here at home, so be sure to comment, rate, and subscribe, and have yourselves a great day. Take care.